Good day again, everyone. This is Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy with the Nautilus Dry Docks. Sunday, April the 21st. This is going to be a little bit of an odd departure from our normal video schedule because we've got an epic road trip coming up. Bob and Ed's Excellent Adventure, which is going to be its own video. So we're going to have a short video series here that takes place over the course of the next couple of days, catching you up on the final work to get this gigantic 8.5-foot Seaview completed in time to deliver to the customer in Tennessee. So, without any further delay, let's get started. Okay, as I mentioned, it's Sunday here right now. I've been working through the weekend trying to get this done. I've got Monday, Tuesday, and part of Wednesday to get this thing done. I'm feeling like I'm in pretty good shape. I think everything is going to be fine, provided nothing terrible happens. Let me show you where we're at. So you will remember we had this thing suspended. Now, talking about unforeseen eventualities, I came in yesterday and the stern of the sub was on the ground and that bungee cord was flipped up into the ceiling and it knocked off the rudder, one rudder. Not a big deal. It looks like it broke free. Fortunately, this is really sturdy fiberglass. Nothing untoward happened, but I still had a minor heart attack coming into the shop and seeing it halfway on the floor. State of where this is at, as I mentioned before, belly is painted. The top is painted. The deck is painted with a base coat, and the sail is painted with a base coat. And the last thing I have here is the upper part of the sail, the top of the sail top, I don't know what it is. LED lights have been installed, and this is the blinking light that's going to go in this upper section. Got to paint the periscopes. Those are going to be glued in at the destination just to ensure that there's no possibility of them breaking off in transport. And I think what I'm also going to do, what I'm going to be working on right now, I'm going to leave the sail off for transport. I'm going to manufacture a plug in here and for the lights, and that'll just plug in so that we can transport this with no sail on. And that's just going to make for a much, much safer transportation between here in Texas and there in Tennessee. So, spoke too soon. Told you before, it fell down, and everything, it looked fine, but yeah, cracked, chipped. I've got this. I can probably try and put that back. Oh, this is not what I need right now. So, stumbling block a little bit. I'll work on this, try and sand this flush as much as I can. Do some filling and sanding. Oh, man. And then I'll get on to the flying sub bay door majigger right there, which I have detailed drawings for, thanks to Gary, who sent that over based on his research. It looks kind of like this. It's got all the measurements for me and everything. It's awesome. So I'm going to be looking to make a door 3.2 by 7.125, 7 1/8 door on the bottom there. What do you do? So this wasn't as bad as I thought. This is 5 minutes worth of work. I just sanded this down and it's back to what I feels like perfectly smooth. Just gonna hit this a little, get the scratch out of here, but that piece went right back in, so I just got a little hole right there. But all of these, like, I can't even get my fingernail in that crack. I think we hit it with some primer, see what it is we're dealing with. Maybe we can get away with a little bit of glazing putty just to clean this up. don't know. I don't know. I don't know. So I think I'm going to wrap up for today. Minor crisis averted, and the repair was much easier than I anticipated. So first off, you can see the scribing of the dive bay doors, 3 1/4 by 7 1/8 inch per those plans. And this is the repaired fin. It was not as bad as I thought. Sanded it down, and you know, it really didn't require too much in there at all. So that's all done. I got the LED lights mounted. These need to be ganged together, these 3 here. And by the way, I got these off of Amazon, and these are marker lights for trailers. 1-inch marker lights. Nice and bright, white light. Super cool and cheap. I think I got like 10 for $10 or something like that. So those are going to get ganged together, run up the back of the boat. You can also see I got the anti-skid on the upper deck. So I think the idea is about here, which is where the lug is for mounting. I'll put a small plug, and that's where the power will come in. I got a 12-volt power adapter here that we're just waiting to install. And gosh, that done, it's on to the control room. This may prove to be a bit of a bear. My printer won't print large enough, 260 millimeters, to do these all in one piece. So I'm going to see if I can clean up this seam in the middle there so that it looks seamless. But this is all printed. You can see it's nice and flexible, so it'll conform to the curvature of the lower hull there once it's in place. Should look pretty cool if I can get that seam down to something where you can't see it. That's going to be the trick. PLA doesn't sand at all. So that's it. Just a couple hours of work here today. It's the weekend. I want to make sure I spend that with my family as much as I can. But we'll hit the ground running tomorrow. Focus on this boat. I know we got a couple of orders to get out. Actually, let me show you the sail here before I let you go. So I got that kind of minty, gold, gray, bluey kind of thing. Well, that's showing up way more dark than it is in real life. That's weird. So basically all I need to do now is clean that up a little bit, clear that, clear the top, clear the deck, and we'll be in a much better position. I think all of that will end up getting done by the end of the day tomorrow. We'll see. I've made projections before. That'd put me a couple days ahead of schedule, and a little wiggle room in case it falls off the bench or something again. It is Monday, a little bit after lunch, and been busy working on Seaview. Logan's been knocking out a bunch of orders, and he ran to storage for me. What are you working on?
I am trying to clean up the seam here on the flying sub bay door. It's been not horrible, however, clearing out all of the individual ridges has been an interesting challenge.
Yeah. It's getting there, though. I think this is going to work. I think if we use some super ultra high build primer and maybe smear with our fingers, maybe some glazing putty or something. Sail is all done. Masts are in place. Wiring is done, and it's been repainted and clear coated. Now you'll notice right here, that's where the light is. I just put a little dibble dabble of silicone on there to protect it. When the paint's dry, you just pick it off and you got an instant mask. And the main body just got clear coated as well. Man, I love this chalked paint by Rust-Oleum. The finish is really, really good. It's a matte finish that's really going to match up with the bottom. Just turned out so good. It's going to look awesome. All the wiring is done. And you'll see for transport, the sail is going to be off, and we just got a little connector right there. And then up on the top, this is where the power plugs into, and then we got our eye lugs there and up at the front there. So I'm going to move this back in out of the sun because I don't want it to cook in the Texas heat. And we're going to let it cure off real good, take some beauty shots, and gosh, man, I think it's going to be done. The control room is also installed, by the way, which you can't tell, but I'll take some pictures and video here in a little bit. So, exciting news. Aside from the flying sub door, this is done, ready to go. Actually, could you plug in the power adapter and we'll throw some lights on this so we can show everybody what it looks like. There we go, in all its glory. This is going to look pretty cool. I love Logan's interior. And one thing that I did, I used acetate in these windows. Now, Frank had sent these just because I think he had them, and they're all like perfectly cut, but they're kind of scratchy, a little scratched up. And I could probably have tried to polish them out, but they're thick, and then you get this white border around the outside. So went with acetate. I think it looks good. Works fine. Like I said, the sail is a separate piece. We got a little flashing nav light up on top. This is where our power comes in. And then we got the lugs just screw right up in there. And we got our Cadillac tail lights. Pretty cool. And then Logan, what did you finally end up doing with this door?
We smeared some glazing putty over the seam to kind of cover up the last of the holes in the pits and so forth. So once this is done drying in 10 or 20 minutes, we're just going to go over it with a little bit of sandpaper, finish getting all the last bit of unevenness out, and it should look perfect.
Hopefully. And then we'll hit it with like 18 layers of filler primer. And it'll look so smooth. And what was the technique for application of this?
Using a disposable paintbrush. And emphasis on the disposable, because if I can find it, the bristles are not going to be used anytime soon.
Oh, you used like a big one.
This is the smallest we had that I could find.
Oh, I think those other ones are up there.
Oh.
Anyhow, yeah. So anyway, it worked good. It worked fine. So yeah, I mean, if we needed to, we could go back and do that again, but I don't think we are. I think this is going to work really good. What we're going to do now, because it's such a gorgeous day out, we're going to take Billy the Shark out to the pool and see what all these modifications ended up doing. Hopefully he works good.
It's kind of funny thing to think about, actually. Now that we've given him lipo, we've essentially taken him from his fat lead acid version, gave him the liposuction, now he's thin and fast.
Good morning. It's what day is it? It's Tuesday today, and I'm getting ready to go to Austin to pick up a whole bunch of super cool boats. I'm excited to share those with you. Also got some little extra goodies that I'm kind of excited about too, and I know Logan is as well because he's been playing a game that involves them. So I'm kind of getting the shop set up so Logan has lots to keep him occupied while I'm gone. Let's take a look, let you know what we're doing, and then we'll head off to Austin. So Shark worked really good yesterday. I think all things considered, right?
Yeah, performance-wise, he was probably in his best shape yet.
He was super fast. He was blowing water out his gills like no tomorrow. So what are you doing right now?
I am clearing off all the silicone that I gooped on this thing a while ago so that I can re-goop it and re-stick it back to the top of his mouth.
Yeah, it came out. That's the voltage regulator for his lights, for his LEDs, which looked awesome. When that thing was floating, kind of staring at you like a demon shark, holy. Yeah, pretty cool. We're going to pull these weights out because we had trim issue. I don't know where our math got wrong, but anyhow, we have too much weight here. We're going to pull one of these big weight stacks that go all the way down the belly. Pull the other one out, split it in half, put it on either side, and we should be kind of back to where we started. And there was some damage on the back of Shark here too. He fell, so this had broken and this had broken. So, I mean, it's kind of minor. You can't really see it, but Logan's going to put this back together again and then reinforce it with some epoxy and fiberglass. And then also while I'm gone, he's messing around with Shark, the other Shark, the USS Shark, to be precise. But this is the setup inside. And this boat's already sold. It sold within an hour of me posting up that I was considering selling it. I got an offer. I just couldn't refuse. So we're going to be refurbishing all of this. There's just a little bit of damage in the back. This piece came loose. So we're just going to rework this, get that all super awesome. And there's some little rub marks in the hull that I don't like. I think it's from setting the upper hull on a stand or something. You can see that difference in texture, in sheen there. So it's not a difference in color. It's just a difference in texture. I just took a little paint thinner. And I've been rubbing its front and back. So yeah, I think this is from being on a stand. I'm just rubbing this down. If there's a little glue from tape or something in here, just rubbing that off. And it did leave that sheen difference. So what we're going to do, we're going to clean all that up, make sure there's no water spots. And then we're going to re-clear it in that same satin clear, that chalked paint that I used on Seaview, which is awesome. That's a freaking cool boat. That as an RC model would be pretty epic. Logan will have lots to do. I got the whole board filled with stuff for him to do. And I'm going to hop in the car. Oh, this, by the way, is the flying sub door. That seam basically gone. Got another couple coats of filler primer. Logan's doing a good job making that all look good. And then we'll be installing that, and that thing will be done. So coming up on 10 o'clock, and a little cloudy out today, but otherwise just gorgeous here in Texas. I got about another hour and 20 minutes left before I hit Austin. It's going to be a little interesting. Apparently the gentleman lives in an apartment building. So I got to park in the parkade and take an elevator up or something like that. There are four boats and a bunch of miscellaneous stuff. So it might take a couple trips. Not a big deal though. It's what I love to do. Some people have actually asked, how do you find all these boats? And for the most part, people reach out to me. I find some, on the forums and that kind of stuff. A lot of times, though, what'll end up happening is, people are nickering and dickering with the customers. I just come in with a cash offer, and two ways of doing it. One is I'll give you cash immediately and look after all the shipping, or come and pick it up myself, or I'll list it and just put a small commission on the top. In which case, you got to deal with all the questions and shipping and all of the hassles of selling. But it's kind of what I do, and I love doing it. You get to see all kinds of boats. I am certainly what you would call brand agnostic. I've built pretty well everything, or at least touched it, throughout the course of my career in RC submarines. It's been a blast. I'm looking forward to these ones. There's a couple U-boats and a Gotland class and a German Type 23 from OTW. So sold most of these to him. except for the one ARC model Type 7, which apparently has a piston ballast system in it. So he cheated on me, but that's okay, not a problem. Just gonna kill a little bit more time, get out there, get loaded up. Well, I'm on my way back now from collecting all of the submarines, etc., etc. You can see the back of the car is all full of goodies. Ended up with more than I actually thought. Klaus is moving back to Australia, so he's clearing out all of his stuff. We managed to pull everything down from his apartment up on the 5th level and got it down into the parking garage. Got everything situated in the back. Fortunately, he still had some of the original shipping containers for some RC tanks and for an ARC model, which apparently he bought as an RTR directly from ARC model directly. So I'm actually kind of interested to take this apart back at the shop, because I have never actually seen an ARC model Type 7 with a fully functional ARC model cylinder. So that'll be kind of cool. I got that. There's an RC airplane in there. A whole bunch of stuff. So thanks to Klaus for the opportunity and for thinking of me to make that all happen. Highballing it back home should be about 2.5 hours from here. Get back, unpack, and get to all the emails that I've missed throughout the day. And as you're driving, sometimes you just see crazy things. Check out the wheels on that thing. Let's get up closer to this ridiculousness. Like, not only has he put foot-wide extensions on an otherwise really nice vehicle, but he's like adjusted the camber so the thing is sitting down on the bottom. The wheels are wearing on the inside edge. Like, oh my lord. People, what are you doing? Well, that was ultra super disappointing. I'm hungry. I pulled over to the food mart and smells like an outhouse in there. And the only food they had was about 18-year-old fried chicken sitting in the little keeper warmer machine. So that was a waste of time. Hungry, getting grumpy. Well, I am outside the Truck 290 travel park. We're gonna try and get some food here. So, score, I guess, kinda. It's got a sandwich, some mixed nuts. So, that'll keep me alive until we get home. Or I'm just constantly astounded by the abundance of crap food everywhere you look. Just like chocolate bars and candy and chips, and like, no wonder America is obese when our stores are full of that crap. So made it back, and we got a pretty good haul. This is the first opportunity you've had to actually see what was in all the boxes. Let me show you what we ended up with. We got all this stuff. So, gosh, I'm trying to like put this all together. ARC model, Type 7 with ARC model cylinder, ordered RTR from ARC model with radio. I have not opened it up. I don't know what it looks like inside.
Look how pristine that flag is.
Yeah, I mean, the whole thing is like brand new. I don't know if he's run it. There's a little bit of battle damage. It lost its net cutter and periscopes and a few little nicky-nacky stuffers, but
There's barely even dust on it.
yeah. That's the stuff for it. R&R cylinder, one of our 250 cylinders. Now that goes with this beauty ARC model, which I painted and weathered before I sold it to him. So that's got a cylinder, and then this R&R goes with the Bronco 23 right there. And then we got the Gotland that has that custom cylinder there, which I never got working. I never went through it. I just kind of sold it as is. Got a bunch of batteries, a LiPo charger, and then we got the bonus stuff. What was this, ME262?
ME262.
And Logan's all about this like World War II stuff, so he knows way more about this than I do.
Not necessarily World War II stuff, but I play a game that tries to accurately render the different planes and tanks behind me as accurately as possible. So I've essentially played a simulator using them. So it's really interesting to see the physical models. And it's super interesting to see the scaling of these things, because they're all the same scale.
Yeah, and now this was the one that was gifted to Logan by Mike a little while ago.
That's the Tiger H1.
And like this is kind of the entry-level plastic version, which is still super cool. But all three of these other tanks are the top-of-the-line metal tanks.
You can tell because the battle damage on the front is just chipping as opposed to breaking.
Yeah, from Toro. And they got those super cool wooden crates. I had one of these before. Like, so cool. So yeah, this I love this guy. He's just so unique.
The Sturm Tiger Stern Panzer IV. The 30.8 centimeter gun.
Yeah, that'd ruin your day if it hit you. So now, like, I really want to put that plane together. It's got like twin electric ducted fan motors, and there's all the detail parts, the wheels, and so anyhow, I'm super excited. Got it for a good deal. Again, huge thanks to Klaus for hooking me up with all of this stuff before he shipped off for Australia to go back and be with his girlfriend. So it was a good trip. Lost a day, but it was worth it. We got some really cool boats that we're going to end up going through and starting to populate the website with. So if you saw something you like, I don't know if it's worth reaching out to me yet, because I don't have prices. I'm not even sure what I have yet, but you could try. We could open up a dialogue and see what we got going. But I think this is going to wrap it up for this week's video, because we're going to stop it here, because Ed's coming tomorrow for Bob and Ed's Excellent Adventure, which is going to commence tomorrow afternoon when he brings some more subs for me that I bought. We'll really fill up the garage here. And off to Tennessee and Florida. Parting words, parting thoughts.
Can't think of anything.
I thought you were going to pick out a tank. You're like, mine. All right, you guys have an awesome day, and we will catch you in our next video. So on behalf of myself, Bob Martin, the RCSubGuy, and have an awesome day. Catch you next time.